Hi, and thank you for coming to my channel. Today we're gonna make pork ribs country style with a red paste we called in Spanish achiote. It's a paste that has different seasonings and chilies, and it's in paste form. And we put apple cider vinegar. It's about half a cup. And then we put a teaspoon and a half of sea salt, half of a small onion, and 3 pieces of garlic. And we put it all that in the blender, and then we make a paste, and then we cook it. So this is gonna be our pork ribs country style with achiote. In Spanish we call it achiote. In English, if we wanna, it's a red paste with chilies. It's a red paste, and we throw it in the blender, and we'll make a paste. So we're gonna throw water, about a cup of water. We're gonna throw the vinegar, the onion, the garlic, and the salt, and then we're gonna put it on the meat, and we're gonna cook that. So we're making pork ribs country style with achiote paste. So see, here we have our blender. So we just throw the paste in there, try to break it up so it get easy to blend. Throw the apple cider vinegar, the onion, the 3 garlics, and the salt. And then we're gonna put a cup of water. Here we're gonna add our water. It's more like a cup and a half of water. And now we're gonna blend it, and we'll come back. So here we have our pan, our pot. See, our ribs have bones in it, so that's good because the bones, they give flavor to your food. You see, we're gonna put our ribs here in our pot. And we have just enough space to put our ribs in there. So it's 4 pounds of ribs, pork ribs. Yeah, it's 4 pounds. So now we have our sauce that we made, and we're gonna throw our sauce in there. So make sure we cover up every part of our rib in our sauce. Smells delicious. The vinegar and the onion and the garlic and the achiote, it just marinates together so well, and it smells fabulous. And again, achiote is a paste. We buy it at the store. They sell it where they have the condiments, and it's called achiote paste. One more time if you need to see the name. Paste achiote, and it's different seasonings with chilies, but it's not hot, it's not spicy, it just gives it like a this taste. It's really good. You should try it. So this is my recipe of pork ribs and achiote sauce. So now they're fully covered. Just gonna move it around a little bit. Make sure so now that they're in there, now we're gonna turn it on. And we're gonna turn it on, and I'm gonna put it on number 3. So it's gonna be low, and we're gonna let them cook for I cook them for about 3 hours. So it's gonna be like an hour and a half, and then we'll come back and check on them. And you have to constantly, you have to keep an eye on them, because sometimes the sauce, if your heat is too high, the sauce is going to dry. So you have to keep an eye on it, and if you need to add water to it. So we'll come back and check on them after like an hour. Okay, so now our pork ribs have been cooking for an hour. Now we're going to come and check on them. So see, we're gonna turn them over. So make sure they're cooking evenly. See? If your juice gets a little dry, you could always add a cup or two of water. So see, now we're gonna flip our ribs over, and now we're gonna cook them for another hour so they could cook evenly in the sauce. Now we're just gonna turn this one over. Let's see, they're cooking, and they're not even on high. I have them on number 3. I think I'm gonna bring it down to 2. And now we're gonna cook them for another hour because we want this pork ribs to be like super cooked, and they're gonna be delicious. They're gonna even come off the bone. It's gonna be delicious. So now we're gonna cover them, and I'll set the timer for an hour. So we're back to check on our meat. An hour already passed by, so now we're gonna check on it. So in total, we've been cooking our meat for 2 hours already. So see, this is what I wanted to show you. The edges have some of the fat that comes out of the pork. So what I do, I take it out. As much as this, you see this oily fat that comes out of the meat, I take it off. So then when you're serving your plate, it's not oily. Once your plate gets cold, the oil gets cold and starts to look like a kind of like cold butter. So I take it out. This is just excess oil. So I think we did good. We took out enough. So now, see, the meat is already coming out of the bone. So soft. See, it's falling apart. See, this is just a bone. I'm gonna take it out. This is just a bone. But see, it's falling apart. It's delicious. A little bit of the oil. I think we're good. So 2 hours was enough to cook this pork ribs. Sometimes when I have more meat, I cook it for more than 2 hours, sometimes 3 hours. But with this kind of skillet, it's cooking faster than what the other ones do. So we're just cooking it for 2 hours. It's nice and juicy. The aroma is fantastic. I wish you guys could smell the smell in the camera. You can't put no smell through the camera, but so we're gonna turn it off. I'm gonna put it in a plate. I'm gonna taste it. So this is the one that's falling apart. So we're gonna put it here. You can make rice or you can make beans. So I have pork beans that I cooked earlier. So that's what I'm gonna serve my plate with today. And just look under my links. I have the pork, how to make pork beans. I have it on my channel. So I'm just gonna put beans on the side. And see, this is my plate. It's delicious. We're gonna taste it. What I like to do, I like to add onions and lemon. So I let it sit for about an hour while it's cooking, and then when the food is done, I like to put this garnish on the top of put this on top of the pork, and then a little bit of the lemon juice, and it gives it such a kick. So see, this is my plate. Pork ribs with achiote sauce on it. So we're gonna cut it and taste it. Here it goes. Delicious. I have some of the beans with the sauce. You could always buy dinner rolls and eat it with this. My son likes to put it in the middle of a dinner roll. He gets the meat and he shreds the meat and then he puts it in the middle of a, in Spanish we call them bolillos, or a French roll. And he puts it, and he has his little tortas of pork meat and achiote. It's one of them, another one that he loves to eat. I'm gonna taste it again. Delicious. There it is. Pork ribs and red sauce achiote with pork beans that I made earlier. And if you go to my channel, you could see how I make my beans. Thank you for coming to my channel once again. Don't forget to like or subscribe. Any questions, or thank you for all your comments.